What up, book lovers? It is G-Swizz here, and I am here today to do a spoiler-free review of Valentine by Jodi McAlister. I was sent this advanced reader copy in exchange for an honest review by Penguin Teen Australia, so thank you so much, Penguin Teen Australia, for sending this to me because it was a great time. Again, I would like to mention that this is a spoiler-free review, so it's okay if you haven't read the book yet because I understand this is an advanced reader copy. It's totally fine if you stay for the whole video because there ain't no spoilers. I'm just gonna go over the synopsis and then talk about the things that I like. Valentine is an Australian urban fantasy start to a series. I think it is. It's not confirmed on Goodreads, but it does say on the back that it is a start to a YA series, so I want to take it as that because I definitely would love a sequel. So pretty much the premise of this book is that there are 4 teenagers who go to the same school. In fact, they are actually all kind of in the school captaincy program, and they were all born on Valentine's Day. The real fishy thing here is that they slowly start to disappear. Pearl Linford, who is our main protagonist, who is also born on Valentine's Day, has to figure out what the heck is going on. She needs to find out soon before it happens to her. And then you have this boy named Finn Blacklin who was born on the same day as Pearl, and Pearl cannot stand him, but Finn is known as the Valentine. And the Valentine is a Seelie fairy changeling swapped for a human body at birth. And then you've got the Unseelie whose mission is to actually kill the Valentine. But the funny thing is that the Seelie fairy do not know who the Valentine is. So they're pretty much after these kids who were all born on Valentine's Day, and they don't actually really know that it's Finn. The Unseelie are after Pearl because they think that she's the Valentine. So Pearl needs to fight to survive. Finn needs to come to terms with his heritage that he only just figured out. Honestly, reading that premise for the first time just drew me in so much. I was just like, oh, okay, this sounds pretty cool as a Aussie YA novel. I definitely want to check it out. I'm so happy I asked for an advanced reader copy because I freaking loved this book so much. I was also pretty super devastated that I couldn't make it to the Penguin Teen Australia event that featured the author Jodi McAlister because I would have really loved that, but I was at summer camp all week because I am a good volunteer. I cry every time. On the back of the book, and even on Goodreads, it says, for fans of Holly Black and Sarah J Maas. I totally can agree with the Holly Black thing, although I haven't really read anything from Holly Black except for the Magisterium series, but I definitely hear that her writing is so witty and snarky and very dark at the same time. But I'm not too sure about Sarah J Maas being a recommendation, only because I've ever really seen Sarah J Maas write high fantasy. I can kind of see how the fairy aspect kind of fits into that recommendation, but really I feel like this is more for Cassandra Clare lovers than Sarah J Maas lovers. I'm just saying. That being said, I freaking love the urban fantasy take on it. No joke, the first 60 pages of this, I kept on questioning whether this was a contemporary or not because it was written in such a contemporary way and it wasn't really too hard to understand. It was so easy to get into. It progressively got darker as the story went on, and I found that so interesting and very well written. I definitely want to mention that the pacing in this book was so on point. I mean, it wasn't too fast-paced, yet it wasn't too much of a slow burn. Like, it was perfect. It was a perfect level of pacing, guys. And the story just kept me so engrossed. No joke, I started and I finished this yesterday. I just want to quickly talk about the characters. I freaking love Finn Blacklin. Oh my gosh, he is like my precious cinnamon roll. His and Pearl's banter is honestly so hilarious. I love it so much. I'm just gonna read you a quick line like that just made me lol so hard. Linford! What? Do you remember what the assignment in history was? Since when do you care about homework? Since when do you do homework? This might be difficult for you to believe, but I don't want to fail. You know what the assignment is or not. The questions at the end of chapter 6. Is that actually what you wanted to ask me? No. Well, spit it out then. I like the way you've done your hair today. It's sexy. Oh, for F's sake! That part of the book really got me good. I just freaking love Finn and I love Pearly. They're honestly such great characters. Although Pearly does not like Finn, I really enjoyed the hate to love relationship they had. That just made the book so much more engaging and interesting to read, and it kind of made me love both of them better, to be honest. And another thing that I would quickly want to mention is the balance between the darkness and the comic relief that this book has. While I think that this isn't very similar to the Mortal Instruments, it made me feel like I was reading the Mortal Instruments because that series has very dark undertones and yet it is very funny at the same time. I really felt that this book was hilarious as well as having really dark undertones and being pretty scary at times. One thing that I think that could have been changed would have probably been the fact that they were all running for school captain and they all pretty much made it to the school captaincy and they are all born on Valentine's Day. I felt like that was just a bit too much of a convenient way to introduce every character that was born on Valentine's Day. I would have actually preferred that some of them didn't really have an association with each other, and then it would have been the shock factor when you found out out that they were born on Valentine's Day and then realize that somebody is after you. I feel like the captaincy thing between them all was just a bit too convenient to introduce the rest of the people that were born on Valentine's Day. I would have actually loved to see more of a mystery element when it came to the people that were disappearing because of their birthday. But other than that, I really enjoyed this book and I gave it a solid 4.5 out of 5 stars. And you bet I will be buying a finished copy of this baby because I am so excited for it to come out and the sequel to come out if Goodreads will tell me if the sequel is coming out or not. Maybe even Penguin Teen Australia. Just please let me know if there's going to be a sequel. I mean, it's his first in a series, so yeah, I would really love a sequel. Thank you. Let me know in the comments. Are you excited for Valentine? And if you have already read it, let me know what you loved about it. Follow me on my social medias. I'm at G-Swizzelbooks on Twitter and Instagram, and I'm also Goodreads. That's www.goodreads.com/G-Swizzle. I love you, book lovers, and I will see you later. Peace.